I'm gonna try. My name's Chet, I'm an addict. Grateful to be alive and clean and be with Narcotics Anonymous, and it makes sense today. Because it didn't make sense when I first got here. None of this made sense. All this love and fellowship and togetherness and patience and tolerance, and it just didn't make no sense to me. Dudes was hugging dudes, women was hugging women, you know. All that stuff was just, when I first got here, didn't make no sense to me. But it makes sense today. I'm going to start out by saying, welcome to the newcomer. I'm glad you're here. Welcome anybody that's coming back from a relapse. I'm glad you made it back alive. Special welcome to anybody loaded in the room that can't get honest and talk about it. You're welcome, wanted, and needed. You know what I'm saying? And a shout out to my predecessors. You know who you are. I love and respect you. And I hope I'm going to honor you today. You know what I'm saying? Because you're the reason why I'm up here. So I'm going to start out by saying congratulations to everybody that took clean time. I think we had 32 days, 60 days, 8 years, 10 years, 12 years, and 13 years. Something like that. 18 years. I'm sorry. My bad. I'm not hearing it. You know, I'm getting old. I'm getting old in recovery, so I don't hear that well. A lot going on. You know what I'm saying? So I wanted to say welcome and congratulations on your clean time. So, yeah. That'll work. It's hot. Anyway, the next thing that I wanted to say is, this is my 8th time through. Relapse is a part of my story, so I'm going to talk a little bit about that. It does not have to be a part of your story. You do not have to go to treatment to get clean and stay clean. I need to say that. Treatment is not a prerequisite. Prison is not a prerequisite. None of that stuff. If you come off the streets, sit down in the seat, pick a clean date, you can keep it and you ain't got to do nothing else but read the literature and follow some directions. If you're able to do that, this is the simplest program on the planet. But I'm not going to lie to you, it's hard as a motherfucker. This shit is hard. It is. Took me 8 times to get here. 7 times prior to this, getting arrows shot in my ass, buckshot, all kinds of stuff. Prison sentence, all kind of stuff. I lost my kids, my best friends messing with my girl, wearing my clothes, not answering the phone, all that. I don't know about you guys, but that was my story, right? And I glamorized it, glorified it for years. Like it was the thing to be and to do. Like, I'm this, that, and a bag of shit. And really, the truth is when I got to Narcotics Anonymous, I got here with a burnt out bus pass, an empty visa. Well, that was the burn. It was the food stamp card. That was the only visa I ever had when I was in my addiction. Right? You know what I'm saying? Lint in my pocket and a 10-speed on the flat. Right? But to tell you, I had gold chains, fat ounces, big booty bitches, all that kind of shit. You know what I mean? And the truth is, I never had none of that. That was an illusion. That was an illusion, man. That was something that I bought into for years and years, and it kept me out there, and it kept me out there. So if you're living in the illusion, welcome to Narcotics Anonymous. You know what I'm saying? Because that's how I got here. You know what I'm saying? And I'm grateful for the predecessors. Now, I need to lay this down. I'm grateful for the predecessors because every time I would bring my broken ass back up in here, right? These guys would be getting 2 years, 5 years, 7 years, 10 years, right? College degrees. I'm talking about Willie lump dope fiends like me on the corner, in these trap houses, walking these yards. These guys, I knew. I ran streets with them. I did crime with them. I sat in cells with them, back of police cars with them, in courtrooms with them. And they got college degrees, getting their kids back from DHS's custody, homeowners. Counselors, helping their people out of the purgatory, right? I'm seeing this every time I come back. I'm in the back row, hard. Walking around with a coffee cup, trying to get everybody to see me. Hey, you know what I'm saying? Never really paying attention to what's really going on. What's really going on is the program of Narcotics Anonymous, if you're confused, is in the literature. If you want to know where the program's at, read the book. Read it. First time I read it, blew my mind. I was crying, laughing, all that. I could relate. Addicts wrote it for addicts. That's what it was for. My sponsor told me when I was ready to receive the information, told me to get a book, put it in your backpack like you put your burglary tools in and your works in and all that kind of stuff. Every time you want to get loaded, pull the book out and read it. I did 4 meetings a day for the first year of my recovery. I did the nooner at the Estates. I did the 3 o'clock on 24th and Kearney. I did the Burnside Blues, which is my home group. And then I did the 10 o'clock. If I could get 5 in, it was a good day. I could do rush hour in between Burnside Blues if I didn't want to get something to eat. You know what I mean? But that's how I did my recovery for the first year. Because I knew how to get loaded. I knew how to do crime. I knew how to do all this stuff. I just didn't know how to stay clean. And the best advice somebody told me, man, is go to meetings, go to meetings, go to meetings, and go to meetings. So if you're new and you're in treatment, do as many meetings as you possibly can and do like Coco and be a service junkie. Get in the middle. Go to conventions, get in the car with strangers and do all kinds of stuff that is outside your comfort zone, because that's what I had to do in the beginning to stay here. That's what I had to do. People would invite me and I would disqualify myself because I didn't have money. Man, I ain't got it. I ain't broke. Well, I didn't ask you that, man. You want to go? That's what they would tell me. They knew because somebody did it for them. I didn't understand that till now. But I said, well, I ain't got no money. Get in the car, man. I am so grateful for getting in the car, because that car took me to places that I had never been before, right? And I was shown love and acceptance like I had never been shown love and acceptance before. You know what I'm saying? For the first time in my life, I started to feel a part of something. And I don't know when it happened for you, because there's some people in here that I got mad respect for, that it happened for them too. And there was that special person that made them feel special. And that's the magic in this program. One addict helping another is without parallel. It says it in our literature. You know what I'm saying? So if you're putting somebody down or talking smack behind somebody's back, man, take a look in the mirror, man. You know what I'm saying? If you gossiping and doing, because I'm guilty too. I ain't going to sit up here and say, oh, I don't do that shit. I never do that. But I do that shit. That's why I'm talking about it. And the cold part about it, God will have somebody in earshot will be like, so you talking shit about me? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know how that, you be like mad doing some shit like this and be like, oh shit. You know what I mean? Like, this, you know what I'm saying? That's how God works in my life. You know what I mean? And it's good, man. Like, I was talking to my sponsor today because, I've been here for a while, man. And recovery is messy. It's messy, man. So if you're looking at somebody and you're mad because they got the job, the girl, the house, the car, the business, the this, the thousand, and you struggling, you still on food stamps, still at the, at the program, and you know what I'm saying, and you try to get a bus pass and all, man, keep the struggle, man, because the struggle is real. That's how I stay clean, man. I didn't get this because somebody just came and just put it all in my lap. Kim talked about it. It was a process. I had to get on the phone with support and say, I'm not doing this no more. Because I couldn't do it by myself, right? You know what I mean? And so that's what I had a sponsor for. That's what I had a support group of men for. There was women that was trying to get in, you know what I'm saying? But, I'm not lying. You know what I'm saying? Because, yeah, you know what I mean? Like, I ain't gonna lie. It was like that. But some of my really close friends knew that I did this completely different this time. This time, I stayed out of a relationship for 11 months and 23 days. 11 months and you know that. And Blue Hawaii got my ass. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But anyways, what I learned, man, and I'm just saying, most of what I'm saying is I'm speaking to the newcomer because this is a scary place when you're new, to navigate it and to try to find the right people to surround yourself with that are going to love you through this process, man, and not take advantage of you or use you or abuse you in a certain kind of fashion or this way or that way. You know what I mean? And there are people in here, man, that are dynamic spirits, dude. God sent, I'm so grateful that I get asked to speak because that tells me God's not done with me yet. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's still more to do. You know what I mean? And so I just I don't want to do it. Trust me, I'm I got nothing to say to that. But the minute I get up here, all I say is, my name's Chet, I'm an addict, and God takes over. Because you're all my people. You are. You really are, man. It took me a long time to understand that. But now that, because I'm hot like biscuits. And I said, no. Anyway, you can ask all my support group and all my people. I'm a clown. I'm something else. You know what I mean? But where was I? Okay, so I wanted to say that, man. Like, if you're new, man, pay attention. Narcotics Anonymous is like a dope house without the dope. Right? It really is, man. Like, this is a big fat dope house without no dope in it. We all check the dope at the door, but we brought everything else with us. Manipulation, lying, stealing, all that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? You know, all the selfies and, you know, all that shit. The phone and, you know what I mean? Like, is it big fish? Plenty of fish? I've been in a relationship 17 years. And, you know what I'm saying? Like, they doing all that. You know, they doing all that. But it's a distraction, right? It's a fucking distraction. You here to save your life, and you here to, you know, like, get a date or get a house or get a this. You know what I'm saying? Me, I got here this last time. My kid had found her mom dead from an OD, and her whole life changed that day, right? Whole life changed that day. I'm out here just doing whatever I want to do, you know, not even thinking about my responsibilities, until it came that my daughter's living with strangers, right? And when I went to jail this last time, I couldn't just shoot it away, drink it away, smoke it away. I had to face it for the first time. And I was overwhelmed with emotion. Years of guilt and shame washed over me. Years, tears. I was in the fetal position in Inverness County Jail and didn't care. 52 other inmates. And I'm curled up in a ball, snot flying, everything, because I just signed away my parental rights in a visit. Right? You know what I'm saying? Like, this shit ain't easy, man. This shit is hard as fuck, but it's the simplest program. If you manage to follow it, it's the simplest thing. It's laid out. They put it in the literature, and there's a lot of these living examples in this program. But what I can tell you is Jill said it earlier. I love Jill's energy. That's why I carried her down the hall, you know what I mean? I love her energy because that's the kind of shit if she could lift me, she'd do shit like that. You know what I mean? Like, but, she can. You're probably right. She's super little. Woo-wee. Anyway, so what I can say is this, man, is this shit it's not easy, but it's simple. But what I can say is Jill said it best in the back. The first time I was ready to receive the message, not that I heard the message, because there's a big difference. You can hear a message and not hear shit. But when you're ready to receive the message, if you've been beat down enough and you've lost all hope and you're in complete desperation, when you're ready to receive the message, God will put it there. And for me, it was a guard in Inverness County Jail that said, anybody want to sign up for an NA meeting? NA sign up, NA sign up. And I was in the fetal position crying, and I went, oh, yeah, let me get down there and do that. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I did, and I ain't looked back. It's been 21 years. You know what I'm saying? So you know what I mean? Like, so if you do have time to do H&I hospitals and institutions, man, there's people out there that really need to hear the message. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to talk to Jill afterwards and try to get signed up for something behind the bars. You know what I mean? Because I missed that commitment. I did that for a long time. When I first got clean, life happened, got a kid, you know, all that type of stuff. I don't have a whole lot of time, so I'm trying to really talk to the newcomer, a lot of you old timers, you know what I'm saying? You know what you know, anyway. And, but yeah, so if you can get involved in service at that level, it's life-changing. It really is. You know, if you can get involved at area level, life-changing. If you can get on this committee, you know what I'm saying? Or the PACNA committee and get with the subcommittee and just do whatever you can, it's amazing. 80% or 100%, 80%, let's get the statistics right, 80% of the service is done by 20% of the fellowship. And that's the truth. That's just how it works. And so if you really want to meet the people that are in this for the right reasons, do service work. Because that's what I did when I first got here. I got involved in service, and I got surrounded by people that taught me how to be a better person. around men that taught me how to be a better man, around single fathers that taught me how to raise a woman, because I only knew how to abuse them, right? So when I finally got clean, and I stayed clean for a respectable amount of time, I think it was about 3 years, God seen fit that I signed away my parental rights in a jail cell. So I was probably the best thing that happened to me, because I was no longer trying to get her back, because she died, right? She OD'd. I was no longer trying to get my kid back, and I was trying to do it for the kid. This is the time where I was trying to do it for Chet, right? And so they took all that away. Any hope of that ever even happening. So I was just trying to get my shit together in case I would ever see her down the road. I wouldn't be another statistic. And so I got busy doing that, and I got around people, and I did recovery like my life depended on it. And 3 years into it, my daughter knew I was doing good, and she had a team of lawyers and, and counselors and all this kind of stuff. And she was, I believe, 11 at the time. And she told him that I want to live with my dad. And so, again, I'm just saying, you know what I mean? Like, again, I'm just saying that if for some reason you signed away your parental rights, that's not the end of the story. Narcotics Anonymous is powerful. It cuts through racism, all different types of shit. I mean, I've seen some. I've been into places. I've had a red card with Doug in Walla Walla State Penitentiary. I've went and done, you know what I'm saying, H&I and other places, and actually went behind walls that I've always went in handcuffs, and I've signed myself in and out. The power of Narcotics Anonymous is incredible, man. You know what I mean? Kim's talking about getting a house and just stumbled into it. But she didn't. She did the work, right? Day in and day out, she stayed clean, and she did the work. She got her credit right. She talked about that. And then she's like, well, one day it was just happening. You know what I mean? But that's not how it works, man. You do the footwork. You know what I mean? And, good mom and all that stuff. So I only got 30 minutes, so I'm trying to just push it. Anyway, so what I want to say is this, man. This is a simple program, and it works, right? I mean, look around you. There's some beautiful, intelligent, creative, loving, people in this room. And some I know, some I'm going to get to know, and some know me now. You know what I'm saying? I'm approachable. Come and talk to me. I am. I just am. People know that. To the point where if you're waiting on a ride from me and I'm leaving a meeting, I might be there a couple hours. You know what I'm saying? Because they did it for me, man. When I first got here, man, there was guys at the 10 o'clock meeting, you know what I'm saying, that would stay on the corner, and we would talk recovery till almost 1 a.m, and they got to work at 6 because they were on fire for this thing. And they wanted to make sure that I was cool before they left me, right? You know what I'm saying? And so that's what I do. I was raised right in this. You know what I'm saying? Like the men that I surround myself with to this day, they've been riding with, we've been riding for like 17, 18 years. I've been in a committed relationship 18. I kept saying 12. She almost slapped the shit out of me. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? But I'm getting old, man. That's the truth. You know what I'm saying? It's been 17. No, it's only 12. You know what I mean? But anyway, the last thing I want to leave you with, because I don't want to make it sound like I'm doing all this right. Like I said, recovery is messy, man. So, if you got a mess, man, welcome to recovery. You in the right spot. You right where you need to be. You know what I'm saying? Because you can talk to anybody. So this is the cold part. You can talk to anybody with an enormous amount of clean time, right? And that could be, to somebody with 60 days, that could be 5 years. And you call them off a phone list, and I guarantee you might get 2 words in edgewise. You know what I'm saying? Because they gonna talk about their own shit. You know what I mean? You just be sitting on the phone. Shit, why did I call your ass? You know what I'm saying? I'm not even lying though. Just because you got clean time don't mean you figured this shit out. You know what I mean? Like, I was just talking to somebody, man, and I was talking to Vi. Vi was like, I said, the longer I stay clean, it just seems like the road gets narrower. You know what I mean? Like, when we first got clean, we just do anything. Now it's like, you got like parameters. You got to operate within this. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, what I wanted to say is this in closing. He hasn't hit me with the sign. How much they got? 10 minutes. Okay. I'll wrap it up with this. Okay, So I'm talking to the old people now. I'm not talking to the old people with clean time. I'm talking about just old people. You know what I mean? Because I'm old. You know what I mean? I might look like I'm 35, but I'm almost 60. You know what I'm saying? Like, shit, I'm trying to tell you, man. You know what I mean? I ain't lying. And my sponsor's the one that kind of got me eating fruit and no meat and all this kind of stuff. He looks amazing, so I want to be like him. So he said, copy the right cat. So that's what I'm doing. You know what I mean? And anyway, so what I wanted to say is this, man. So probably about 2 years ago, I some things weren't working out in my career, and I had to make some changes and, different stuff like that. That's neither here nor there. You know what I mean? But, I was coming up on 20 years clean. You know what I'm saying? And it dawned on me, man, that in the back of my mind, there was kind of like this reservation, like I was going to die before I got to 20. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know if you guys struggle with that. Like, I'm not going to be around, or, I should have been dead, or, I can't believe I'm still here. Like, all the toxins I put in my body, I'm just waiting for him to say something's terminal, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know about you, but I was the gutter variety. I mean, I was in like junkyard shooting dope. You know what I mean? Like, I was a bad dope fiend. Like, I wasn't smoking nothing. A doctor didn't give me a crack pipe. He gave me a rig. You know what I mean? Like, that, so that's how I did it. You know what I mean? I did it. It was horrible. It was the most, when I look back on it, I am not even glorifying or proud of it or nothing, right? What I can say is that I'm not dying though. So I started thinking, shit, I don't got no retirement plan. I'm at the 8x8. I might be living in this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? I got to thinking like, oh shit, I gotta play some catch up. I'm like Rico buying a house, everybody buying, they always got, I'm like, damn, I might. So it was time to like change. And so I was talking to my sponsor, and I kind of feel, I feel a little complacent. That's a really polite way of saying I ain't doing shit, right? You know what I'm saying? I'm just going to be honest, because the one thing that I know, and I want to say this before I go on any further, I understand why people with long time clean or long years of clean time, why they get loaded. Is because they can't tell on themselves no more. I'm not that motherfucker, man. My shit is messy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I told him, I said, I got to tell the truth, man. I ain't did shit in a while. You know what I mean? I've been complacent. Like I said, that's a nice way to say I ain't done shit. And, but when I get in front of my family and I say I ain't done shit, then it's time to do shit, right? Because that, now that I'm aware of the problem, we got to fix it. Because that's what recovery is all about. You know what I mean? That's what I was taught. And so like I said, I'm going to talk to Jill afterwards. We're going to figure out how to do some of that. Because my schedule, I wouldn't be able to come to the Friday. I'll be in Reno. It's kind of a set schedule, so I won't be able to come to a Friday thing. So I'll probably get with somebody and try to do something with the jail. So you know what I'm saying? Because I got enough to clear. You know what I'm saying? So, but what I kind of got off the beaten path. What I want to say is that I became aware that, I've been just kind of kicking it. You know what I mean? Like, I ain't really saved no money. I ain't really done none of that. You know what I'm saying? And so that was scary. I don't know about you guys. You know what I'm saying? But there is an expiration date on my life. You know what I mean? Like, I'm going to die, right? You know what I mean? And but the even scarier part is I might live a while, right? It's like, that's a cold reality. And, and it's like I was talking to some more responsible members, right? You know what I mean? Some more responsible members, and and they're talking about like their exit strategy, right? Some of them got 2 or 3 and they're rotating and they're kind of doing their thing and living, and and I'm just like, dude, I've not done anything to prepare for that, and that's kind of embarrassing to say, but this is for the new and the old people. Pay attention to that going forward. I'm just saying, right? Because my whole job is to pay it forward, to give you my experience, strength, and hope, right? The stuff that I'm embarrassed about may benefit you, right? You know what I mean? 100%. And so it's my duty and responsibility, as Rico says, you know what I mean? To give it to you straight, you know what I mean? So if you're new to the program, by all means, dive into the program, right? But pay attention to you know what I mean? Because you are the most important person in your life. If nobody's told you that, I'm telling you. You are the most important person in your life, because without you, there is no life, right? You come before your kids, the job, the SO, all of it. You got to be the most important person, man. And this is the kicker. You're worth fighting for. Right? You're worth fighting for. 100%. You know what I mean? 100%. And you are your best investment. I need to say that out loud. And how you invest is you read the literature and you do the 12 steps. You get with some people that will call you on your shit instead of co-signing. Because there's some people around here that will co-sign some fucked up behavior. And you'll find yourself in jail going, God damn. Hey, and the cold part, clean. And they used to have that little magazine called Busted and shit. Where a mother be like, I'm in recovery. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh shit. But anyways, so what I want to say, man, is go to 90 meetings in 90 days so you know what to do on the 91st day. Get a book and read it. You know what I'm saying? Find people that will call you on your shit instead of co-sign your shit. Build that support group. Find a sponsor. Listen in a meeting. Don't just get a sponsor because he's got shiny things. Listen to the person. And then after the meeting or at a convention or at a function or a fundraiser, see if his mouth matches his feet, right? Really. Because like I said, Narcotics Anonymous is like a dope house without the dope. When I walked into a dope house, I knew who was selling their ass. I knew who was selling bunk. I knew who had a gun that I had to watch with one eye. I knew one dude, he was crazy, he's unpredictable. I knew somebody was changing diapers to get their hit, right? Same shit here. The people that are getting better are doing the work. That's it. It's that simple. And you'll know. Because they ain't like shucking and jiving. They about their business, man. They're involved in service. And when they open their mouth, they talking about problems. But they also talking about solutions because the program, which is in the book, and a sponsor and step work will help you get to those solutions. That's what I've learned. I'm just saying, you can do it any way you want to, but it's my duty and responsibility to pass down the information like it was passed down to me. And once I was ready to receive it and I heard it and put it into action, my fucking life's amazing. Thanks for letting me share.